Hi, in this lesson, we'll talk about variables. Computer memory can store pieces of information that can be changed or updated throughout a program. One way that programmers are able to store information in a computer's memory is by using variables. While they use the same name, variables in algebra and variables in programming are different. In programming, a variable is a container for a value. You can think of a variable as a box. Each box has a unique label called the variable name. In this example, we have 3 variables or boxes named time, name, and is sunny. We can then store a value in each box. Here, the time box contains the value of 60, the name box contains the value of Carol, and the is sunny box contains the value of true. A computer allows you to store thousands of variables with a variety of information that we can access and change as the program runs. To store information in memory, we first need to declare or create a variable. This step is important because a variable must be declared before we can use it. If we try accessing a variable without declaring it first, it will cause an error. In JavaScript, to declare a variable, we use the keyword let followed by the variable name. Using our box analogy, this line of code creates an empty box and labels it X. When naming variables in JavaScript, we follow a naming convention called camel case. When using camel case, you put multiple words together without any spaces. Then, you capitalize any word after the first word to make it easier to read. In this example, we can see that the variable date of birth uses camel case in its naming convention. There are no spaces between the words, and of and birth are capitalized. For now, let's continue with our simple variable called X. Now that we have declared a variable called X, we can assign it a value to store. To set the initial value of a variable, we write the variable name, the equal sign, and the value you wish to store in the variable. The equal symbol in programming does not mean equals in the way that you're probably used to. The equal symbol is called the assignment operator. JavaScript assigns the value on the right of the equal sign to the variable on the left. So we can read this line of code like this. X is assigned the value of 30. Using our box analogy, this line of code inputs the value of 30 into our box labeled X. You can also declare and initialize variables in one line by using the let keyword followed by the variable name, assignment operator, and the value you want to store in the variable. The value of 30 is now saved into the computer memory associated with the variable X. So we can access it whenever we want in our program simply by calling the variable name. But what if we want to change the value stored in a variable? Well, we can reassign it. For example, in this line of code, let x equals 30, we're creating a variable called x and assigning it the value of 30. If we wanted to reassign the variable to have a value of 40, I could write x equals 40. In doing this, 30 is removed, and now the variable x contains the value of 40. Notice how when I reassign a new value to the variable x, I do not include the let keyword. I only need the let keyword when I'm first creating a variable. So what types of values can we store in variables? Some of the basic types include numbers, booleans, and strings. Let's dive a bit deeper into each of these. There are various ways to represent numeric values in JavaScript. Numbers can be represented as an integer or a float. Integers are positive or negative whole numbers, including -2, 0, 21. To remember them more easily, we can say that integers are counting numbers. For example, if we wanted to represent the number of apples we have, we could declare a variable called numapples and initialize it to an integer value of 3. Floats are numbers that have a decimal, including numbers like 440.2, -22.3, 0.25, and 99.99. If we wanted to represent the cost of an item, we could declare a variable called cost and initialize it to a float value such as 40.25. A Boolean variable has a value that is either true or false. In this example, the variable lightOn is a Boolean value because it can either be true or false. And lastly, the string variable stores text. Notice how there are quotations around the text to signify to the computer that Carol is a string. We can also combine strings in JavaScript. This is called string concatenation. In this example, we can combine the individual strings hello and world to make a combined string of hello world. This also works when we have a variable that is storing a string value. For example, in this program, we create a variable called name and store the string Carol in it. Then we can print to the console the string hello plus the variable name so that when we run our code, we're printing hello Carol. Notice how we have the plus sign between the string and the variable name. Now that you know all about variables, you can use them in your programs to store and manipulate data.